Universal Sovereign Original Indigenous Judicial Proclamation, benson, karanja, kirobi. All rise and stand and remain standing into perpetuity. This is a sovereign, living, ancient Article 3, Moorish, American, and Moroccan court action. I am sovereign, living justice, benson, karanja, kirobi, in capitis, diminutio, nolo, in red ink, in proprio persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredes. My free chosen national appellation is Dei Ben Kenyan, in capitis, diminutio, nolo, in red ink, in proprio persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredes. I and all Moors are the original, indigenous, sovereign, ancient, Moroccan, Moorish, American, ascendants of the great pharaohs of Kemet and of the ancient Moabites and Canaanites. Our full faith and trust, our allegiance, our credit, and our energy are hereby vested in ourselves, for we are the people who are the original, indigenous, natural, divine, ancient Empire State of Morocco and the de jure Moorish National Republic federal government. We are one God. We hereby exercise all sovereign rights at this time and at all points in time, nunc pro tunc. Upon my heirship, inherited nobility, and upon my private original, indigenous proper sovereign status, and commercial presence, I, benson, karanja, kirobi, being duly affirmed and aligned with consanguinity, affirm my national, political, and spiritual allegiance to my Canaanite, Bantu, Moabite, Moorish nation, being the archaic originals, indigens of Amexem and the Americas, standing squarely affirmed upon my affirmation to the 5 points of light: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, do squarely affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and having knowledge and family established, knowing upon the historical, lawful, and adjudicated facts contained herein, being competent in proprio persona sui juris to attest to this affidavit, upon which I place my sovereign autograph, whereas I state, proclaim, and declare the following to be true, correct, certain, complete, not misleading, supreme, and not intended to be presented for any misrepresented, colored, or improper use or purpose, to wit, that I, benson, karanja, kirobi, am a living noble of the ancient Moroccan Empire, North America, Amexem at Kenya territory, in capitis, diminutio, nolo, in red ink, in propria persona, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredes, being Moorish American, an heir and descendant of the ancient Canaanites, Bantus, Moabites, Moors, by birthright, by freehold, by primogeniture, and by inheritance, being original and indigenous to the land Amexem, Americas, Earth, Gaia, Midgard, territorium, hereditaments of my ancient Canaanites, Bantus, Moabites, Moorish foremothers and forefathers, to wit, the Moroccan American continents are the lands of the Canaanites, Bantus, Moors, being the Amexem, North America, South America, Central America, including all the adjoining islands of Americana, Ameru, Almarak. I acknowledge, I claim, and I possess, by the said inheritance and primogeniture, the freehold status thereto, all unalienable and substantive rights to be, to enjoy, and to action distinct in my original traditions, customs, and culture, and determining my own political, social, and economic status of the Empire State of Morocco. My heart, my allegiance, my energy, my loyalty, my full faith, my credit, and my mind are with my ancient mothers and fathers, most with cognate honor and by divine and natural right, being Moorish Americans, the direct heirs and descendants of the ancient Canaanites, Bantus, Moabites. We have and possess the divine and internationally recognized rights to our hereditaments and resources, and proclaim the right to determine our own social, economic, and political life and status of the ancient Empire State of Morocco, and in harmony with the international law, and with such rights of claim being absent of foreign unlawful threats, coercion, or acquiescence to a color of law, a color of office, nor to subject myself to any occupying foreign persons, to any imposed frauds into bracket all caps, United States Corporation Company nom de guerre into bracket Republic of Kenya Corporation Company nom de guerre all caps, or color of authority. Moroccan Moors, Moorish Americans, Moors have proclaimed and possess inalienable rights, substantive rights, and birthright, inheritance to our ancient pedigree traditions and customs, and the right of claim to our Moroccan attributes, appellations, and nationality, substantiated by and supported by nature's laws, by divine law, by primogeniture, and by the recognized laws of the nations of the earth international. Being the true ancient original indigenes and heirs of the land American America, the North Gate, being the geographical heartland Maghrib al-Aqsa of the ancient Moroccan Empire states. Moors are the de jure and rightful freeholders by birthright, by inheritance, and by primogeniture status, and have by those inherited rights ascendable claims. Notice to all comers and subjects that we, the heirs of the land, possess the secured rights to travel upon the land of our ancient foremothers and forefathers, upon the public roadways, upon the byways, and upon the highways of our continental United States, which is the organic land and absence of the genocidal, fraud-based extortion, tributes, and human trafficking pretended by foreign colored inquisitionists, or by the into bracket all caps United States Corporation Company into bracket Republic of Kenya Corporation Company into bracket Democratic Republic into bracket excise taxation constructs, hypothecated by the racketeering anti-constitutional foreign into bracket all caps United States Corporation Company into bracket Republic of Kenya Corporation Company into bracket states legislators into bracket constructed under color and styled to abridge and to steal substantive rights belonging to the natural peoples. These substantive rights are supported by and are found by royal law, Moorish law, Muslim law, and by Muslim law, the law of the Great Peace, the laws of nature, divine law, nature's God, the laws of nations, the free Moorish Great Seal Zodiac Constitution, stare decisis, res judicata, and bindingly affirmed by Articles 3, 4, and 6 of the American Constitution Covenant of 1774, 1781, 1789, 1791 AD, and Treaty 1201 MC as lawfully adopted for the United States Republic, establishing her republican form of government. The said American Constitution established the people's supreme law of the land, standing upon the principles of moral government to secure the rights of the people and to keep limited government operatives bound and in check by official oath and by official bond. Let it be known that up from the ancient ones, we, the primogenitors, came their laudio isonomy principles, which established the supreme law of the land. Egypt, Hicupta, is the empire dominion of Africa, ancient Amexem. Morocco is the empire states for the said dominion at earth. The inhabitants of Africa are the ascendants of the ancient Canaanites of the land of Canaan, the Moabites from the land of Moab, who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt, their foremothers and forefathers, to settle and inhabit northwest Africa. They were the founders and are the true possessors of the American Empire. This includes Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, Mauritania, East Africa, and the Americas, with their Canaanite, Moabite, Hittite, and Amorite brethren who sojourned from the land of Canaan, seeking new dominions. Our dominion and inhabitation extends beyond northeast and southwest Africa, across the great Atlantis, even unto the present North America, South America, and Central America, and also Mexico, and the Atlantis Islands, Amerikan, before the great earthquake which caused the Great Atlantic Ocean. The Great Seal Pyramid is the national emblem and insignia of the Moorish nation of North America geographical location. The Great Pyramid Equilateral is also the archaic symbol for civilization on the planet Earth. The Honorable Moors acknowledgement of our Great Seal indicates those heirs who own up to, who support, and who proclaim our free national government. Moors who are active and not passive in the social, civilization, culture, and custom matters involving law, order, and governmental principles are hereby entreated to support this affirmation. Moors and Moroccans who serve toward this ancient beginning with honor are entrusted by Noble Drew Ali and all Asians to help in the great humanitarian work of uplifting ourselves, our fellow men, and humanity at large. We therefore, the conscious heirs, are cognizant of the civilization works, instructions, and progressive acts necessary to teach, to preserve, and to defend the nationality and birthrights of all Moorish Americans and Moroccans, Moors. The noble Moors Al-Moroccan heirs are the natural sovereigns of the ancient Al-Moroccan Empire in North America, the North Gate, Amexem, and are by civic and social duty free to recognize and to support our Great Seal sovereign de jure Moorish National Republic federal government and consanguine nation of the natural people. In our relations with others, we command the enforcement of our Al-Moroccan constitution. Thus, such organized communications and orders are referred to as the Empire State of Morocco. Contained within our great state is the Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs. The Free Moorish Nation, inclusive of all the original indigenous tribes and provinces of the natural people, etc., are the rightful bearers of the attributes, appellations, and noble titles Ali, El, Bey, Dey, and Al. The free Al-Moroccan Moors by freehold inheritance retain all substantive rights and immunities, enjoy the exercising of all substantive rights, and operate upon consummated right law, isonomy, principles, in having the pre-existing vested constitution and treaty secured rights and immunities from foreign (United States Corporation Company, all caps, Republic of Kenya Corporation Company, all caps, taxation, and from foreign criminal and civil jurisdiction by and of the colonial all caps, United States Right Republic, comma, U.S.A, all caps, comma, all caps, private corporation, and all caps, United States Corporation Company persons, comma, Republic of Kenya Corporation persons, pursuant to, but not limited to, divine right, the United States Republic Supreme Court, international law, and the acts of state to wit. Every sovereign state, for and by the people, is bound to respect the independence of every other sovereign state for and by the people, and the cause of one country, people, will not sit in judgment on the acts of the government of another done within the same or her own territory. The past all caps, Union States Municipal Codes and civil laws, all caps, and all caps codes previously appearing to be imposed upon the land were a private code, all caps, incorporated unit of self-government established by the political powers of the General Assembly of each states of the Union, limited and bound by Article 4 and initiated at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, North America in the year 1854. It governs only the all caps black people, all caps Christians, and all caps Jews of the fraudulent 1863 into bracket Union States Republic into bracket, and the fraudulent 1963 into bracket Republic of Kenya, all caps, under the Magna Carta into bracket the Great Charter, the Knights of Columbus into bracket, and the Ku Klux Klan oath into bracket. Forever, the said into bracket Union States Rights Republic denies citizenship in the into bracket all caps United States U.S.A to the heirs, descendants of the Moorish nation in the Western Hemisphere, and to the descendants of the Moorish nation in the Eastern Hemisphere, who have been erroneously referred to, branded as, and mislabeled as into bracket Negroes, into bracket blacks, into bracket coloreds, and African, Americans, Latinos, into bracket Kenyans, etc. In addition, the Supreme Court of the United States, in the landmark case of Dred versus Scott Sanford 60 U.S. into bracket 19 Howard 393 1857, held that into bracket Negroes, all caps, whether held to slavery or free, were not included and were not intended to be included in the category of citizen into bracket subjects of the Union States Republic in blue ink. Resultantly, the true indigenous nobles of the Moroccan Empire, free Moors, bearers of the attributes, appellations, noble titles, Ali, El, Bey, Dey, and Al, are excluded from the into bracket all caps Union States Republic into bracket U.S.A jurisdiction. The true nobles of the Moroccan Empire are sovereign, private, and self-governed by right, law principles, and customs, and only obligated to the free Moorish Zodiac Constitution, Circle 7, archaically established by our ancient foremothers and forefathers. Such extended allegiance and obligation includes the Great Seal and the high principles and all standards embodied in the Moorish national flag, standards of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The true Moroccan nobles indigents of the land maintain a constitutional and lawful, not obligatory tax status and position relative to all foreign entity taxation into bracket, indigents not taxed, and maintain an unbinary, obligatory respect for the Union States Republic into bracket small caps U.S.A in blue ink, its members, its laws, its ordinances, its codes, its customs, and its traditions pursuant to the free Moorish American Zodiac Constitution. Articles 4 and 6, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States and Morocco 1787-1786, superseded by the Treaty of 1836, Resolution 75, Journals of the House of Representatives, adopted for the United States, April 17, 1933 AD, Moorish American Nation of Philadelphia, and the use of the appellations. Reaffirmations have been made by the United Nations Declarations of the Rights of the Child General Assembly Resolution 1386 into bracket 14, UN General Assembly Resolution supplements into bracket number 16 at 19, United Nations Document A 4354, 1959, the United Nations Universal Declarations on Human Rights Article 15, General Assembly Resolution 217A into bracket 3 of 10 December 1948 AD, Executive Order 13107, United States Republic, North America, the implementation of human rights treaties, the National Constitution for the Continental United States, Article 3, Section 2, Amendment 5, Liberty Clause, Amendment 9, Reservation of the Rights of the People, the United States Department of Justice Moorish Credentials, Free Moorish Zodiac Constitution, Truth A1 Classified, the United States Copyright Certificate Number AA222141 clock of destiny. The Moorish nationality and identification card, Moorish science temple, and Moorish holy temple of science identification cards, etc. Furthermore, I affirm and assert my full birthright, sovereignty, and substantive rights, and my right of claim to all hereditaments. Being a sundry-free Moroccan Moor, and a natural being, distinguished from all and any spurious constructs created by the foreigners or by their agencies pursuant to Moabite Moorish pedigree, the Free Moorish Zodiac Constitution, the Great Seal of the Moorish Nation, artiklle, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship 1786, 1787, 1836, the Sundry Free Moors Act of 1790, the 1781 Organic United States Constitution, the Moorish Federal Financiers Act (into bracket Union States Army 1861 and 1863), the 1854 Roman Catholic Magna Carta, the Knights of Columbus Code, the Ku Klux Klan Oath, the United Nations Charter, Article 55C, the Rights of Indigenous People, Part 1, Articles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Part 2, Article 6, the United States Supreme Court Acts of States, the Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act 28, U.S. Constitution 1601, et sequa, the Convention on International Road Traffic Day 19, September 1949, the World Court Decision, The Hague, Netherlands, Day 21, January 1958 AD, 1378, M.C., in reference to the rights of the natural peoples and their substantive rights, etc. The following are pertinent and established Supreme Court decisions, stare decisis, and res judicata to wit. The right to travel and the right to mode of conveyance, the right to locomotion are all absolute rights, and the police cannot make void the exercise of rights. United States Case Law, State versus Amstead. Section 60, 778, 779, and 781. The use of the highways for the purpose of travel, transportation, and teleportation is not a mere privilege, but a common and fundamental right of which the public and natural beings cannot be deprived. Chicago Motor Coach versus Chicago 337 Illinois, 200, 169 NE 22, ALR, Liga versus Chicago 139, Illinois 4628 HE 934, Boone vs. Clark 214 SW 607, 25 AM, June 1st Highways, Section 163. The right to travel, the right to park or travel is part of the liberty of which the natural being, citizen, cannot be deprived without due process of law under the 5th Amendment of the United States Constitution, Kent vs. Dulles, 357 U.S. 116, 125. The right of a citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport one's property thereon, either by carriage or automobile, is not a mere privilege which a city may prohibit or permit at will, but a common right which he or she has under the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thompson vs. Smith, 154 SE 579. State police power extends only to immediate threats to public safety, health, welfare, etc. Michigan vs. Duke, 266 U.S. 476 led at 449, which driving and speeding are not. California vs. Farley said report 89, 20 C. California 3rd, 1032, 1971. The state is prohibited from violating substantive rights Owens versus CD 445 US 662 into bracket 1980, and it cannot do by one power, for example police power, that which is, for example, prohibited expressly to any other such power, into bracket taxation, eminent domain as a matter of law, U.S and U.T versus Daniels 22, page 159, nor indirectly that which is prohibited to it directly, Fairbanks versus U.S 181, U.S 283, 294, 300. Traveling by an automobile on the public roads was not a threat to the public safety or health and constituted no hazards to the public, and such a traveler owed no other duty to the public, into bracket the state. He, she, and his auto having equal rights to and on the roadways, highways as horses and wagons, etc. This same right is still substantive rule in that speeding, running, stop signs, traveling without license plates, insurance certificates, or registration are not threats to public safety and thus are not arrestable offenses. Creasy versus Elliott 216 I 131 74 HE 1035 LRA NS 1905 to 1910. California versus Farley 98 said depart RPT 89 20 California 3D 1032 1971. Under the United States Republic constitutional system of government and upon individuality and intelligence of the sovereign, the state does not claim to control one's conduct to others, leaving one the sole judge as to all that affects oneself. Magla versus Kansas 1213 U.S. 623 659 660. Where rights secured by the Constitution are revoked, there can be no rule making or legislation which would abrogate them. Miranda versus Arizona 384 U.S. 436 125. The claim and exercise of constitutional rights cannot be converted into a crime. Miller versus Kansas 230 F 2nd 486 489. For a crime to exist, there must be an injured party, corpus delicti. There can be no sanction or penalty imposed on one because of these constitutional rights. Scherer versus Cullen 481 F 945. If any tribunal, into bracket court, finds absence of proof of jurisdiction over a being and subject matter, the case must be dismissed. Louisville versus Motley 2111 U.S. 149 29 section chapter 42. The accuser bears the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Lack of federal jurisdiction cannot be waived or overcome by agreement of parties. Griffin versus Matthews 310 F Supra 341 342 into bracket 1969, and want of jurisdiction may not be cured by consent of parties. Industrial Addition Association versus C.I.R 323 U.S. 310 313. Whereas, in light of the foregoing jurisprudence, their decisis and res judicata affirmed and declared by the Supreme Court decisions, by facts and by law, and counter to the negative and colorable social and political conditions instituted by, into bracket all caps, corporate state persons of the, into bracket all caps, Union State Society, there exists a blatant want of jurisdiction on the part of the, into bracket Union States Rights Republic, into bracket U.S.A, comma, into bracket Republic of Kenya, all caps, into bracket, and by its agents, personnel, contractors, and assigns. Maxims and axioms are lawfully, legally enforced under national and international law attending to these issues, and this affiant natural being in propria personas juris, does not abandon any of my estate rights, does not waive any substantive rights, does not transfer power of attorney to any other, and does not consent to any public trial or ministerial hearing in any colorable tribunal, venue, or involvement with any non-Article 3 unconstitutional jurisdiction. The official oaths and bonds, the obligations and the fiduciary duties of all accusers and proof-bound claimants to national constitution and treaty law and order. The civilization principles fixed in constitutional law still stands. Definition and truth still rules. Non-compliance is a federal law violation, an international law offense, and trespass. Whereas there is no question that a bench appearance summons, a detention, an arrest, and a ticket or citation issued by (into bracket all caps) police officer or by others against the people for traveling with no driver's license, foreign driver's license, not having (into bracket all caps) current registration, or (into bracket mandatory insurance, etc., which (into bracket carries a fine or jail time, is a penalty or sanction (into bracket) and is indeed converting a right into a crime, thus violating the substantive rights. It is reasonable to assume that these Supreme Court judicial decisions are straight and to the point, that there is no lawful method for government to put restrictions or limitations on rights belonging to the people. That the organic United States Republic Constitution, derived from the ancient Moabite and Moroccan Moorish law, remains the supreme law of the land, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States government and under its flag of peace pursuant to United States Code, Title 4, Chapter 1. Any law or colorable processes which are repugnant to the Constitution or treaty shall remain forever colorable and are null and void. Marbury versus Madison 5 U.S. 137, 174, 176, 1803. No (into brackets all caps) municipal officer (into bracket person (into bracket personnel) (into bracket employee) or contractor (into bracket) shall attempt to violate nor abridge the rights of the natural people or citizens, and all are subject to court action and penalty in their personal and or subject capacity to wit. Title 18, Part 1, Chapter 13, Subsection 241 of United States Codes of Law. No persons shall conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to him by the Constitution or laws of the United States, or because of his having so exercised the same, or no persons shall go in disguise on the highway or on the premises of another with the intent to prevent or hinder his free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege so secured. Said attempt shall be fined under this title, or imprisoned not more than 10 years, or both. No act's violation of the law shall be attempted. Title 18, Part 1, Chapter 13, Subsection 242 of United States Codes of Law. Whoever, under color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom, willfully subjects any being in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunity secured or protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States, or to different punishments, pains, or penalties on account of such person being an alien, or by reason of his color or race, that are prescribed for the citizens, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year, or both, and if bodily injury results from the acts committed in violation of this section, or if such acts include the use, attempted use, or threatened use of a dangerous weapon, explosives, or fire, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years, or for life, or both, or may be sentenced to death. Therefore, in preservation of the indigenous peoples and the preservation of the rights of the people, in accord and defense of the Constitution for the United States at North America and her government being the supreme law of the land and primal to the contractual liabilities, affirmations, bond obligations, and fiduciary duties of the officers of the courts, federal, state, city, and municipal, etc., I hereby activate and command the enforcement of the judicial laws of the United States and all treaties made under the authority of the United States in accord with Article 6 of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of the Rights of the Child, the rights of indigenous peoples, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the United Nations Charter, Article 55C, the United States Supreme Court Act of States, the Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act 28, U.S. Constitution 1601, El Secua, the Convention on International Road Traffic, Day 19, September 1949, the World Court Decisions, The Hague, Netherlands, Day 21, January 1958 AD, 1378 M.C. and Executive Order 13107, United States Republic, North America, the implementation of human rights treaties, the National Constitution for the Continental United States, Article 3, Section 2, Amendment 5, Liberty Clause, Amendment 9, etc. I hereby command and state a dismissal of any all constitutional sanctions, claims, or other warrants or charges made or issued which are devoid of true identity personages, no denial of due process of a trial by a jury of my own national peers or absent of a verified and lawfully indictment sanctioned by an assembled grand jury shall occur nunc pro tunc, and I hereby avail all lawful constitutional secured safeguards established by the supreme law with the documented proper jurisdiction and venue affirmed and in place by my own hand in my own Article 3 Moroccan Empire State of Morocco courts. Wherefore all parties of interest are authorized by this writ, pursuant to national and international law, to honor all substantive rights and constitutional immunities exercised for and to all original indigenous, free, and sovereign Moroccan Moors. All officials are to enlist all available and appropriate measures to ensure and assure that all substantive rights and constitutionally secured rights and immunities are honored. The sovereign natural being's appellation shall not be arrested nor held for any reason nor circumstances. All are hereby notified that we are the active ministers of the original indigenous, de jure sovereign Empire State of Morocco, and the de jure Moorish National Republic federal governments at all territories of the organic land. The natural being who has autographed hereon and all Moors are non-obligatory and not taxed, where customs, tariffs, taxation, honor in free permit deception, constructs, and from any other hindrance, encumbrance, or restriction of freedoms, allowed due properties, compensations, rights of travel, or freedom of movement on the land. Explicit exercising at all times of the sovereign rights for me and all Moors, and use of all rights exercised without prejudice, UCC 1 207, UCC 1 308, UCC 1 103 is noted to all federal states, city and municipal peace officers in harmony with the Empire State of Morocco laws, is the reservation of all sovereign rights. No contracts nor agreements shall be entered into knowingly, voluntarily, willingly nor unintentionally, without full disclosure for all parties. Furthermore, all presumed into bracket all caps United States Corporation Company and all caps into bracket Republic of Kenya Corporation Company contracts are hereby terminated with the into bracket all caps United States Corporation Company person and with the into bracket Republic of Kenya Corporation Company person and all agents, principals, heirs, assigns, and any derivatives thereof. Consider any formally assumed constructs alleged to be related to me as being misrepresentations and thusly cured forthwith. Let it be known. Represent means to depict, to portray, to symbolize, and to stand for. Let it be known that the Union States Society into brackets, Bar Association into bracket, lawyers into bracket, esquires, and into bracket all caps attorneys of into bracket European colonial descent, and foreign into bracket all caps corporation cannot depict, portray, or symbolize a free Moor as into bracket they are not of the same nation jurisdiction, customs, or national peers, and cannot sit in judgment of any free Moor into bracket acts of states. Into bracket corporations are not indigenous to the land. Moors are original. Into bracket Union State Society, into bracket all caps Bar Association, into bracket all caps lawyers, into bracket all caps esquires, and into bracket all attorneys of European colonial descent, into bracket operate in demo political format, which is contrary to Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution for the United States. Moors are the sovereign law and the sovereign government being in harmony with the Constitution. Moors govern, respect, and align with the Constitution principles. There are Constitution tribunals operating under the Union State Society into bracket all caps, conflicts with and is repugnant to due process under Constitution principles and functions intolerable fraudulent actions. Therefore, no equitable just trial or remedy is availed to the natural peoples of the land through such tolerable processes. These violating acts constitute a conflict of interest, a conflict of law, a conflict of identity and of nationality and international law, and clearly do not lawfully address the federal questions of diversity of citizenship, while establishing that the only proper original sovereign jurisdiction is the universal original indigenous ancient natural divine Article 3 consular courts. Thus, a clear and documented averment of jurisdiction quo warranto is also hereby proclaimed, commanded, and advanced to all parties of interest. Only we Moors can present ourselves, for we are sovereign Moors, all Moroccans, and original indigents of the land. Thus, only Moors can present self. I, benson karanja kirobi, being a real estate living flesh blood ancient breath-giving divine and natural being, birthed sanguineous of a natural thinking sovereign living ancient divine mother, do solemnly, sincerely, and squarely affirm that the ancient laws contained in this constructive and actual judicial notice and proclamation by affirmed affidavit as truth and law. This law is constructed by sovereign intention, from my knowledge, inner joined to my culture, customs, inner knowing, inner standing, and ancient beliefs, being actual, factual, and restorative in nature to my ancient traditions and customs, presented as truth, the holy truth, and all that is truth, as with our ancient traditions and customs, I affirm to all, Hibu, love, Hak, truth, Salam, peace, Haritun, freedom, Adil, justice, all rights exercised at all times and all points in time, UCC 1207308 UCC 1103. I am Benson Karanja Kirobi, natural being in proprio personas juris and sui heredes in solo proprio, original indigenous, free sovereign more, natural being of the land in propria persona, into bracket not pro se, nor colorable, Moors, the original and indigenous natural peoples, true heirs and inheritors of the land, since time immemorial, and into perpetuity, and in honor, I am the divine natural being, benson karanja kirobi, in capitis diminutio nolo, in proprio personas juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredes, and I do hereby affirm that I am ascended heir, natural divine being, herein appellation, standing, living, existing in propria persona, being the primal law of evidence, as required and defined by law, affirmed by lawfully standing rights, by birthright and respectively acknowledged, being of descendable and ascendable age and competence, and being lawfully qualified and competent to execute this document of affidavit, I therefore place my hand, my autograph, and my seal hereto. Wherefore, I, Benson Karanja Kirobi, in capitis diminutio nolo, in proprio personas juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredes, being part and parcel, named herein by birth, rights, primogeniture, and inheritance, make a few lawful commands of affidavit and public notification of nationality, proclamation, appellation notification command, declaration affirmation, and application herewith published for the public record. All sovereign, original, indigenous, ancient, divine Moorish American autographs affirming this, and all sovereign, original, indigenous, ancient Empire State of Morocco, and the de jure Moorish National Republic federal government documents are on the public record at America, ancient Morocco, Northwest Amexem, Northwest Africa, the North Gate, Turtle Island, Gaia, Midgard, Earth, Chronos, time immemorial, into perpetuity, Igosam, Benson Karanja Kirobi, Justice, Vizia Minister, in capitis diminutio nolo, in red ink, in proprio personas juris, in proprio solo, in proprio heredes. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agents. Signed and sealed.